Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Camacho, and welcome back to the podcast of Relevancy. For new listeners, the Wrestling a podcast that keeps you up to date with free agency news and opinions from me and my co-hosts about wrestling. Today, I will be back with Dylan Hustu, and we will be talking about superstars that carried each era in WWE. And we are back
For
on the
episode 2.
podcast of Relevancy once again. It's been a week. No Amir. He's been hiding from us. I'm here with my co-host, though, Dylan Hustu, Hustmania. That's what we call him on the streets. And we have another big episode today. Last episode, we talked about Triple H's creative era, what's he's done so far, Endeavor, and we talked about Jade Cargill and Edge. Today we'll be talking about eras, and I like this podcast because I feel like wrestling based on eras is such a big thing, and the superstars in each era. Obviously now compared to the Ruthless Aggression era, like things have completely changed. And our topic too is this is where we're gonna get this is where it's gonna get crazy. MJF, Will Ospreray to WWE maybe or staying in AEW, and Dolph Ziggler and free agents like maybe Sheamus with the contract expiring, Drew McIntyre. Will they go to AEW or stay with WWE? So Hust, how do you feel? First of all, what like is your favorite era out of the four eras? And I'm just gonna name them. Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, the PG Era, and the New Era.
I'd say the new era now, the Triple H era.
Well, actually, let me ask you a better question. How do you feel about each era? So, like the Attitude Era, how do you feel about it?
It's iconic. It's the one that saved WWE, that led us to like where we are now. So I think the Attitude era is always gonna go down as history as the greatest era, unless the era now, the Triple H era, the new era, whatever you want to call it, is great. Bro, like we're getting like moments after moments. It's Triple H is doing great, and I think also with this new era, you have AEW, which is like it gives us like fire because like we're like, all right, we gotta make sure we do this. We can't like slack off. Like AEW is like they sold out the Wembley. That was big. I didn't think so. I thought they would sell like
It was cool.
30 to 40,000 tickets.
So, my next question is like, what were your top three superstars in the Attitude Era?
You gotta go Rock, Austin, and Triple H.
And do you have like any iconic moments from that era?
Probably, well, I remember the first thing my big brother showed me was WrestleMania 17. Cause he used to always tell me, he's like, "Yo, you gotta watch this WrestleMania. This is like shit, the greatest WrestleMania." And like watching that Mania even now, it's like, damn, like that's such a great Mania. Like that Rock and Austin main event feel, like the ending of when Stone Cold turned heel, Undertaker and Triple H being like the co-main event. That was a great one. The TLC match with when Edge spared Jeff Hardy,
Yeah,
that was great moments.
I watched that WrestleMania recently, and just looking at the crowd, like
Bro, it's insane.
it's ridiculous. Everything looks so and let's be real, The Rock and Stone Cold weren't that good of wrestlers.
Oh no, but they
But
can like
that
hold the
match
crowd
was
down.
insane. Like it just felt, and it feels like we can't get that now. But like we're on our way back.
I feel like I feel like the Cody and Roman crowd was kind of just like that crowd. I feel like the crowd was just so into it the whole time. That Cody and Roman match. And I haven't seen that in a long time where like the main event crowd was
Exactly.
really into a match.
So the next era, Ruthless Aggression era. How do you feel about that one?
It's great. We got the rise of John Cena into like Super Cena. You got Randy Orton, Legend Killer. You got Edge you got Edge and Matt Hardy. Edge becoming the radar superstar. Batista getting injured every other year. Shawn Michaels came back. Gave us a great like 5 years. It was good. You had good moments, but Ruthless Aggression was cool. I know WWE in like 2005 to like 2006, like money wise wasn't the best though. I know like if you look like at like stats, like 2005 2006 wasn't their best year.
I feel like a lot of that kind of just has to do with marketing. At
It was
that
marketing,
time.
and also there was no stars really that they really had. Like all they had, I mean, John Cena and Batista and Triple H, they were like they were getting there. Triple H was the only big one, and Kurt Angle, and Undertaker, and yeah, Shawn Michaels, but like they weren't like The Rock and Stone Cold like when like that big. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
For me, the Ruthless Aggression era is probably one of my favorite, just because everything just felt so real to me. Like I remember watching it as a kid, and I was like wow, like
yeah,
like this is
it's
this
crazy.
is real. Like the pyros, the the setting of the ring, like everything, the promos, like it
Edge,
just felt everything
Edge
felt
and Lita. You got
like
like
it just felt so iconic. There were so many iconic
yeah,
moments, and it just felt like damn, that's what made me fall in love with WWE. So the PG era,
that's our era.
yes sir.
It's okay. It's John Cena winning a lot. You had Randy Orton.
The rise of Mike the Miz Mazanin. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, John Cena was winning. You had the Nexus could have been something big, and then Cena.
That's what I was gonna
Cena
say.
fucking killed them.
Because I think the two biggest moments for me in the PG era was probably the Nexus and Rock versus Cena.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
also,
and the CM Punk.
yeah.
that summer of Punk, bro, that was insane.
And I also remember a lot of the Miz, like just the Miz with the awesome and
Yeah, the
like
Miz
his
being
whole
just
rise.
a
And I
bad
think that's
guy.
I gained mad. That's why I have mad respect for the
And
Miz.
I have a lot of memory of Randy too. Like I feel like Randy in 2010, like when he had the title in 2010,
Yeah.
he was big. He was pretty solid.
He was like people were afraid of him,
Yeah,
and that's when he was like bald and stuff. But
yeah.
like I think that's one of that is my favorite Randy. That is my favorite Randy. And the new era, the era, it's great right now.
Yo,
Can't complain.
You can't beat Roman Reigns. Probably is solidifying yourself as the GOAT right now. You got, you got Cody, which we haven't seen a good guy since like Cena that has this much like steam in a while. You got, you got Sami Zayn, you got Kevin Owens, you got like all these great wrestlers. You got Seth holding it down a little bit. You got, you got a lot of great stuff going on right now.
I just
But
feel
you just can't be overall just like what's really going on like outside WWE. Like bro, we have 5 pay-per-views in stadiums next year. And it's probably
Exactly.
gonna be more. It's probably gonna be like 6 or 7.
And that's one thing you can't really say about every other era. Like
Oh, no,
nobody's
definitely not.
nobody's doing it like how the new
Yeah.
era is doing it. And that's why I have so much pride, because it's like damn, like I'm just so happy that we have stars,
It's insane.
we have the revenue, we have the merch, we have everything.
Let's be like real. We know Roman is gonna lose at WrestleMania 40. Like that's a given. I had to say it. Like
Unless
it's
he
gonna
beats
suck
Hogan's record,
for real.
or what's his name,
But,
Bruno 17.
Like let's really like think about it. After Roman loses at WrestleMania 40, he's probably not gonna be back in WWE till the SummerSlam. If he's gonna take a long break.
At this point, I'm not upset with it. I liked
not.
Roman. I liked Roman when he was showing up at least twice a month or once a month.
Yeah.
But this I feel like is ridiculous.
Well,
like,
when he came back and at the season premiere, it was cool seeing him because it was like, damn, it was like I missed you.
it was, but
It was like
I
mad.
can't
But
lie.
I was
it
mad,
also,
but I was like, damn.
it also felt like okay, he's back, but like now what? Like it didn't feel like
I like the LA Night stuff going on though right now. I think it's
that's
cool.
on episode
yo-
3 we're gonna talk about how we felt about Crown Jewel and leading up to Survivor Series. What we think is gonna happen.
I want them to end the Bloodline storyline as soon as possible.
I think
But I
Bloodline
think
and
it's gonna
Judgment
end.
Day, man. They
I
just
think it's
gotta
gonna
end.
end at the Chamber, the Bloodline pay per view. I mean, whole thing end at the Chamber. But yeah, the new era is great. Bro. We got Cody Rhodes is about to hold us down, and I think Cody's the perfect guy to hold us down. We're building up people, bro. LA Knight. Hopefully maybe we either have Ospreay and MJF come. CM Punk is about to. Bro. I could bet I'm like 95% sure CM Punk is coming back to WWE.
And that's on our next topic. We're gonna talk about free agency.
Randy's coming back soon, bro. It's gonna be crazy by WrestleMania season.
So my next question is, what didn't you like about what if you didn't like something about each era? What didn't you like about it?
Well, the Attitude Era, there's if you look back at a lot of matches on like Raw and stuff, the Attitude Era, they're like 2-minute matches, 3 matches, 3
Yeah, I
minute
feel like the
matches.
wrestling wasn't really a thing, but
Nah,
I feel
it's
like
not
they
even
made
just-
it up. They
yeah,
made it
yeah,
up in the
that too.
promos and actual
yeah.
stuff.
That too, just that if you look at like those Raws, like even like they would have like 10 matches and it would be like 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. It would be like, yo, what is this?
Exactly.
But I can't really complain about the Attitude Era. Like it was honestly it.
Ruthless Aggression era. What didn't you like?
Damn, that's tough. Because every time when I watch the Ruthless Aggression stuff, I think like, damn, it's amazing. Oh, probably the reign of Triple H from 2003 to 2005. Like I thought it was like, damn, you couldn't give anybody else a chance.
I agree with that. The PG era.
I love John Cena to death, but him winning so much was crazy. Like the
I
Nexus
felt like
stuff.
he always had the belt on him, no matter what. Like at that point.
It was just insane. It was like, damn, like, yo, Wade Barrett and Cena should have fought at WrestleMania 27. I still think to this day you could have built that whole Netflix thing for like a year until WrestleMania, and then I would have had The Rock come out at the end of that WrestleMania to challenge John Cena after Cena beats Wade Barrett for the championship for next year at WrestleMania, or have him come and rock bottom Cena. I thought you could have like really, you didn't have to promote The Rock at all, or you could have had him come and be like he's the host, and him and Cena not go face to face at all until the end of WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like what they did to the Miz at that Mania, bro. If you look at that all like those that whole thing with the Miz, and it feels bad that you feel bad for the Miz, bro. The Miz barely did anything during that whole like build up. It was mostly Cena and The Rock going at it every week, and it was like, and John Cena was like, oh, also I'm gonna beat the Miz at WrestleMania. It was like, bro, like why is the Miz even part of this?
Exactly. And the new era, what didn't you like? What don't you like about it right now?
I think just you know,
I'd
I
probably just say little minor things.
yeah, I
Probably
think
like,
just
Seth on the belt, the Judgment Day.
yeah, I was just gonna say I think stuff like they get too repetitive with stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's probably the only thing I have. Maybe just
That's
like the
literally the
belt
only thing.
designs. Like it's nothing crazy on the new era compared to
I
everything
would
else.
just say stuff is too repetitive right now.
And like even like Roman holding the belt for so long, that's not something I'm complaining about because it feels right. Like it
Oh yeah, it's gonna feel weird when he loses that eventually, if he ever does.
never. So the next topic, and this I know we're gonna have a passionate debate about. Not even a debate, just passionate conversation. Free agency rumors.
It's gonna be big.
We need MJF and Osprey to come to WWE.
We need
And
one of them.
I know whoever may be watching, you might be an AEW fan. You might not like WWE, but
Losers.
it's it's just what makes sense. And Punk, I think I didn't even bring up Punk because I already think Punk is coming to WWE. Like
Yo,
I'm not even thinking about it.
Survivor Series, you're starting out with CM Punk, or is ending with CM Punk.
This is why WWE has such a big year because if we do manage to we already have Jade Cargill and we have
But,
all these
Yo,
other
just
rising
look
stars.
at the hints they're dropping for CM Punk every week. Yo, they're dropping like hints every week. Like, and Triple H knows how to do that perfectly, bro. He did it for
Exactly.
Bray Wyatt. He done it for DIY when when Tommaso was going around like, oh, where's Johnny Gargano? Like, it was this little stuff, bro. Like,
And I think they wouldn't be saying all this Punk stuff if he wasn't coming.
like, bro, even Seth Rollins is dropping hints, bro. Like,
exactly.
We just know.
And that's gonna break. I feel like that's gonna. You're hearing it here first. I think it's just gonna break the WWE barrier if we get Punk back.
It's gonna be insane.
But on top of MJF and Osprey, like I always talk about this. I can't understand. I understand why they would stay, but I just don't get it. Like if you're doing,
I understand why MJF would stay.
I'm the opposite. I understand why
You know,
Osprey wouldn't come.
Wait. Yeah, I understand why Osprey would go.
Because I understand he likes to live in England.
And stuff, and freedom and
He
everything.
doesn't want to stay in America. But
Yeah.
yo, this is not like you're not coming to America just to hang out. Like you're coming to like
Yeah.
be one of the best wrestlers in like the
Well,
world.
Osprey in that recent interview, his mind changed from last time because the same guy that interviewed him said when he asked him, he's like, "Oh, you don't want to leave England?" He's like, "Actually, my mind has changed." That's what he said. He was like, I'm chasing the bag." Listen, Osprey can honestly live in America 3-4 years. He's only 29, 30. Like, yo, what is 5 years of your career, 5-6 years of your career really gonna change? You can go back to England.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's big enough to just stay in England. I don't think passing up on this opportunity is worth it just to stay in England. Like, you've been in England your whole life, and I'm not telling him what to do, but like, you can always go back to England. Like,
Well, Will Ospreay is gonna go to either one because he's been.
you don't think he's gonna stay in New Japan?
Nah, he's been.
You don't think if he goes to AEW, he's gonna do like a half and half, or he's just gonna be straight on AEW?
He would do like the Forbidden Door pay-per-view,
Okay.
but he's gonna be full AEW because they're gonna.
I just want to see him go. I don't want to see him go to AEW, but if he does, I won't be upset. I do want to see him come to WWE.
I want to see him come to WWE.
And I feel like now
bro,
with everything going on, it's the perfect time.
He would shake up the whole company, and that's all. There's really not a lot to talk about Will Ospreay other than like his wrestling is like everything is 5-star and he has good mic skills, but he's big. I hope he comes. I hope he makes the decision, and hope he sucks with the pride and forget about England for 5 years and really chase your bag and
chase your dreams, not even the money. Just chase like you can just veer
bro,
off into
Will
different
Ospreay
things.
already did his dream, bro. Was to fight at Wembley.
Exactly.
Bro, if he really wants to, bro, he can main event at WrestleMania, bro. There's 2 nights now. There's not one night. There's 2 nights. So you don't have to be like, oh my God, like I want to main event at WrestleMania, but you got to worry about Cody or Roman every year. But no,
You would still, like it would be what? He'd still be in the main event. Like he wouldn't like.
You know what's crazy? I think if he comes or MJF don't come, I think either one of them comes their main event. Actually, no, I think Seth and Punk are gonna hold that night 1 spot no matter what.
I think even if MJF, I think if one of them come, they're gonna be in the main event. They'll fight. They'll find some space.
I don't think they'll be in the main event, but I think they'll be in the world title picture. I think one of them will.
Exactly.
But I think like let's talk about Punk real quick and Seth. Their rivalry is just right there. You can do two different kind of stories. You could do either Seth calling Punk a cancer, or saying
Exactly.
don't come, or you could bring up the Triple H. You could add Triple H into that. You could have Punk bully Triple H around, be like, what are you gonna do? Triple H can't throw a punch, and bro, who did Triple H take over? Who did Triple H like take under his wing when the Authority started? It was Seth Rollins. He carried Seth for 2 years. He taught Seth like, oh, how to be a good bad guy and everything. Seth is gonna come. He's gonna fight for Triple H, to fight for like the McMahons. You could do a great rivalry right there.
I
But
feel like it's all just perfect. And I feel
just
like
perfect.
It
And
has
it gives
to
Seth
come out.
the chance to really show if he can really hold down a main event at WrestleMania.
So MJF. I mean, obviously we want MJF, but
It would just break the. I think that would break like that would break the whole wrestling universe.
that I'm more like I don't think it's gonna happen just because of Tony Khan offering MJF
Now
so much money.
You know
but
what's crazy? I think Osprey is a little less than MJF. MJF, let's be honest, bro. Cody Rhodes is his mentor. He says it all the time. He talked about it at the end of Collision. He said Cody Rhodes is the reason why he's in AEW. Bro, nobody wanted to give him a chance. It was Cody. Cody's like, yo, this kid is really good. Cody put him into the All In show, the original All In show in Chicago in 2018. If it wasn't for Cody, Cody's the reason why MJF was like had all these big rivalries with him. Like Cody always held it down for MJF. So I think he's definitely talking to Cody, or Cody's definitely like throwing
and
stuff
if
at
I'm
him.
Cody, I'm
Yo,
like I'm pressuring.
I'm gonna
MJF
be like,
to
yo,
come.
we need a bad guy. Cause bro, let's be real, bro. If MJF can hold down as the biggest bad guy while Roman is gone, Roman, like let's be real.
Not
Roman,
even if Roman's here, it'll be like they'll both be the biggest bad guys.
bro. Roman's not gonna be full time after next year. He's not even full time now.
No, I
but
know, but even if
he's
they're
gonna be
both on the
less
show,
next year.
or like even if
Oh
they're
yeah,
both
it's
in
gonna
the
be
same,
crazy. Well, I think Cody's gonna be SmackDown fully next year. I think Cody's gonna be SmackDown. Like, let's be real, bro. Who's gonna hold on Raw? Not Seth. You need like a guy like MJF to hold on
Exactly.
Raw. But bro, MJF, like I tell you in the mirror, he's done everything there is. He main evented the biggest event AEW can ever do at Wembley. He's the top draw for like 2 years now. He's had great matches. He's beaten everybody. He's beaten Will Ospreay. I mean, no, he's beaten Kenny. He's beaten Adam Cole. He's beaten Cody.
Punk. But the
Punk.
Punk beat him.
Oh, he beat they like won 2-1 or something like that. He beat John Moxley. He's beaten everybody there is, bro. Like, what else is left for you, MJF, other than come WWE? There's nothing left for you. You've done everything there is. Come and go bigger. Like, I mean, be bigger, bro. We're mainstream, bro. Look at Jade Cargill. We signed her. What ESPN is talking about her, Sports Center. Like, it's crazy. If MJF comes at the Royal Rumble, which I hope he does, if he signs on January 1st, the first thing I would do, cause their first Raw this year is on January 1st. It's on New Year's. I would have MJF come to our Raw the same day. The same day he announces if he signs to us, I would have him start the Raw and cut a promo and be like, the devil is here and I'm coming to the Royal Rumble. You would have the Rumble, like, it would be a great Rumble. You have MJF.
I just feel like it's so good. It's too good to be true.
It is, yeah. It's tough, but bro, that's why this year is crazy. And if I'm WWE, I would have, if Will Ospreay wants to sign, because his contract ends on January 31st, and that's after the Rumble. I would to end someone a contract with the other company, you have to like pay them more money. I would pay New Japan, like, you have to pay out their contract. I would pay out like the $500K he's making for him to come to Royal Rumble. Because imagine how big the Rumble could be. Yo, just really think about it. MJF, Will Ospreay, Punk, Cody, LA Knight,
That's what I'm. This is
Sammy,
this could really be like the new stepping stone in wrestling. And this
Kevin
can make
Owens, Finn Balor. Yo, imagine those 8 at the Rumble.
this will make
Logan Paul.
viewers that don't even watch wrestling want to tune in. Like,
It's gonna
they're
be
like, yo, have
crazy.
you seen WWE? Yo, this guy cut a crazy
The
promo.
the
like,
thing that's tough is that I don't know who Will Ospreay could like main event fight at WrestleMania.
he can find someone.
Yeah.
He can always like. That's not even my concern. Like, I think he'll find anyone.
MJF, I would have him go for the world title right away. If
Yeah,
like right
he
away.
can do any. He can.
I'd have him win the Rumble.
This
in
is why
fight.
also I'm big on it because, and this is the last
That's
thing I'm
why.
gonna say.
That's why, like, when I talk about Sammy winning the world title, is that I feel like if MJF comes, I would have Sammy win because you could do MJF versus Sammy, like a good guy versus bad guy. You could do something like
And
different.
you can these two guys.
Imagine MJF versus Damian Priest at WrestleMania. Who do, who's
Yeah.
really gonna want to see that?
This is the thing with these guys. MJF and Will Ospreay can really have feuds with anybody, and that's why that's what I
Yeah,
look at as a wrestler. And you need to have people on the roster like
bro.
that are just entertaining.
MJF is just so gifted with the mic. It's insane, bro. Who do you ever see go at it with CM Punk? MJF is probably the only person I've ever seen go at it with CM Punk, other than John Cena. But Cena and Punk are different on mic. MJF and Punk are like the same person on the mic. They go at your throat, bro. Like they really go at you.
Exactly. Um, so those were our two topics for today, and now we're on our next topic, which is the game trivia. You did good last time. You
Wait, what
forgot
about Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus and stuff? Or nah.
that's gonna be actually in our next episode.
All right, wait, here I think about it. Sheamus is gonna stay, and is old, so who cares about Dolph Ziggler? All right, next.
That's really much. We could talk about it now. I mean,
Nah, yo, let's be real. Sheamus is probably gonna stay because Sheamus is like treated so well.
yeah, and I don't think they'd go to AEW.
And
like,
Dolph,
let's be
and
real.
bro, let's be honest.
I mean, that's what you said about Edge though, and then he left. So
And bro, let's be honest,
Womp
bro.
womp.
Let's be honest about Dolph. Like no one really cares about Dolph.
I
Ziggler
like
since
Dolph,
20
man, but
I like Dolph too, but yo, no one hasn't cared about Dolph since like 2018. So
exactly.
sorry, Dolph.
So the game trivia. What WrestleMania? The first question. What WrestleMania did Donald Trump make an appearance?
WrestleMania 23 in the Battle of the Billionaires.
Correct. Good WrestleMania too. What year did CM Punk leave WWE?
January of 2014, right after the Rumble. I remember that. That was big.
Correct. Who won the Royal Rumble in 2016?
Triple H.
Correct. Name all of Roman Reigns' characters.
The Shield, the Big Dog, and the Tribal Chief.
Yes, sir. When did WWE buy WCW?
2001.
Correct. Who created All In?
Cody Rhodes, MJF, the Young Bucks.
Correct. Who was in the Authority?
Seth Rollins, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Randy Orton was the original person in Authority. Then they added a Big Show. Then they added J&J Security. It was like Jamie Noble and I forgot the other guy's name, but he was in Eminem with John Morrison. You remember Eminem?
Yeah. Oh,
Joey Mercury.
Yes, Joey
Yeah,
Mercury.
Joey Mercury. And Kane. Kane was part of that. And that's
Stephanie.
all. I said Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's all I really remember, honestly. I don't remember a lot.
Who won the first Women's Royal Rumble?
Asuka.
Correct. And when was Logan Paul's debut? Who was Logan Paul's debut against?
It was against the Mysterios,
Yes, he teamed up with The Miz.
the GOAT.
Again, you went 10 for 10. I'm your host, Chris Camacho, and thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast of Relevancy. Be sure to come back and join us next week on our topic, our best Mount Rushmore picks, and be sure to follow us on Apple Music and Spotify for more.